Niamh, thanks so much for joining me today on Motive Action Monday. Good to see you. And so we're going to have a look at what you would like to change today. What would you like to do this card reading on?
So I would, in the last few days, I suppose, I've been doing more than I have been, which is great. But even within that, I feel like I'm more stressed because of that, but not because I'm doing something more, but what I'm doing, I don't want to do something wrong. So there's a fear of, and there's an anticipation of doing something wrong. And then I get stressed about that. But it was funny because it was pointed out to me that it's kind of like when I take on something more, or if an event is coming up, that's where I get into a high stress because of that. But I think that it's always there. But when something like out of the ordinary, say, comes up, it obviously is heightened, but at the same time, I'm in it all the time. And when I looked at it that way, I was like, all right, okay, it's not just me going into high stress because of something that shouldn't be stressful, but it is to me. But the feeling is always there, simmering, obviously, but then it just escalates. So yeah, anticipation, and I suppose, yeah.
So
with that,
if you're going to be fearing the worst then out of a situation because you don't want to do something wrong, the good thing is actually you're putting yourself in a situation where you're taking on a challenge, and you've done it, and you've done it really well, but it's just your thought processes about yourself. So what would you replace the fear with?
I'd replace it with trust, because I mean, even if I did something wrong, it's okay. But even saying that now, I'm like, yeah. So
where do you feel that in your body? Where did that hit? Where do you feel?
Just below my ribs there, just by my stomach.
So your solar plexus area.
Yeah. So straight away I was like, oh, but yeah, to be able to have that trust, and just not to, like, I'm not thinking I'm going to do something wrong, but the thought is just there itself. Do you know what I mean? As in, yeah. So just to not even, just to not have those feelings, and just to have that trust.
So it's an old pattern.
Yeah, it's definitely an old pattern. Yeah.
So if we replace the old pattern with a new pattern, instead of anticipating fear and fearing the worst, you're going to anticipate joy and having trust in the challenge and the situation. Yeah.
Yes. So then I'll feel a lot calmer and a lot more grounded, which would be nice, instead of feeling high and not being able. I'm sabotaging myself, really.
Okay, well, let's see what the cards have for us today. Then I'm looking for the high priority card for you. And okay, so we have onwards and upwards. Nice one.
Okay.
Ready, steady, go. The time is right. You are right, and nothing is stopping you. Focus on what you are achieving. Follow one course until successful, which is the acronym for focus. So
there you go.
How does that feel?
It feels like we discussed this beforehand. No, that's really cool. So, and it resonates.
Another card is needed, and I'll give you the frequency numbers in a moment. This is a lovely one. Massive breakthrough. Going for gold. The tough times are behind you now, and they have taught you very valuable lessons. They have brought you forward into more successful and happier times. Enjoy the outcome. And final card. Okay, so that's really kind of saying what we've just.
Yeah, it's funny. I keep picking that card.
Okay, you ready for the next?
Yeah.
Rebirth. This is the beginning of something new for you. How would you feel if you were to tweak something or start afresh? What would you like to change? Well, we've just discussed that. Are you living your dream, which is fulfilling and fueling you for your passion in life? So that's the rebirth. So that's when you think about it, onwards and upwards, which is what we talked about, replacing the fear and the dread with trust and joy. Massive breakthrough and then rebirth. So a new beginning. You're going forward. You've made the breakthrough, and now it's a new beginning. Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll give you those numbers now when I stop the recording. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Marianne. I really appreciate it.
You can catch up then and see how you get on with that. Thanks, Niamh.
Thank you. Cheers.